Hi, I'm Roger Fernandez. We're back with the Miami Herald High School Football Gridiron Report. It's the first day of practice here at St. Thomas Aquinas, and we're here with Coach Roger Harriott. Coach, good to see you out here, man. And just tell us a little bit about this team, man. Coming back here to the alma mater and having a chance to teach some of these kids, you know, not only football, but we heard you talking to them a little bit about everyday life and just things of that nature. I mean, what was your message on day one?
Well, first of all, I want to thank the Miami Herald for coming out here and providing their support. And we appreciate that from a high school sports standpoint. I think everything went really well today. You know, Coach Smith obviously has done a great job of establishing a tradition of excellence here at St. Thomas, and I feel very fortunate to have an opportunity to carry that on as a player and now as an educator. And our coaches are family-oriented men that is trying to establish a nice therapeutic platform for our players, and they've been extremely receptive to it. And I think the one separation between our program and others is that our kids understand the commitment and what the expectations are on and off the field, and as a result of their professionalism and they're focused on excellence. It's been a positive experience so far. So we got off to a great start. We had a great summer training session, and the guys are excited about the 2015 season. So we'll start it off with Dillard High School.
Tell us a little bit about, you know, when you were at university school. I know one thing is you stressed a lot of keeping the off the field behavior, so, you know, comport yourself in a way that represents yourself with class, your school with class. We heard some of that you told the kids today. Can you tell us a little bit about that message you were trying to tell these guys, especially early on?
Yeah, it's important for us as coaches to model positive behavior, especially from a leadership standpoint, and that typically is impressed upon these kids. They need to be inspired. We ask them to hold themselves accountable and be great peer role models within the school. So as coaches, you know, I think it's important that we take the opportunity to motivate and inspire them to conduct themselves in a positive light. For me personally, becoming a productive citizen takes time. It takes a lot of effort, but more importantly, it's love. And that's really the deciding factor. That's the X factor with us at St. Thomas. And you know, we just want our kids to be great citizens in society at the end of the day. And we use football as a tool to help them realize what it means to meet or exceed expectations off the field. And as we hold them accountable as students first, obviously, and then their social life. So we talk to them about, you know, some of the different forms of media conversions that they're exposed to nowadays, you know, like social media. So we're trying to educate them on that and make sure that they're representing themselves and their family and their school and team in a positive light. And ultimately, as a result, I think that that humanistic, habitual nature will transcend into real life, and they'll be great husbands and fathers, and ultimately that's our goal.
Tell us about, you were talking about the coaching staff. A lot of times you see a new coach come in and maybe the entire staff gets swept away and it's a completely new, but here you brought in a couple of guys, but it's pretty much the same core that's been here for a while, was here under Coach Smith and under Coach Kasul. Talk about just the way those guys have meshed and really, you know, meshed with the kids since the spring.
Well, you know, becoming acclimated to the St. Thomas way of life, especially from a spiritual standpoint, you know, Coach Smith has done a great job of setting the tone, you know, for that during his tenure. Coaches typically understand what's expected of them here, and they conform rather quickly. You know, Coach Smith, from an administrative standpoint, as our athletic director, he does a great job of articulating how we are supposed to communicate with each other from a collegial and a congenial standpoint, and how that impacts our players and their locker room behavior, and ultimately, well, within the classroom. And I think, you know, just educating young men and people with regards to what's expected of you. You know, we live in a very sophisticated society, and the climate here is extremely healthy. You know, we don't curse at our kids, and as you can see, we pray with them and talk, and we talk to them about what really matters in life. And I think as a result, you know, they feel a sense of security there, and heightens their ability to be confident, and then their performance is at an all-time high. But at the end of the day, you know, it's easy for coaches to come in because Coach Smith does a great job of introducing them to what's expected, and they gave me all the support that I need to run a proficient and productive program, positive experience for the kids.
A lot of familiar names on this squad. Who, if you can tell us briefly, who are some guys that you're going to count on the most in terms of not just on the field but leadership roles this year?
Well, at this point, the way we conduct ourselves at St. Thomas, obviously we have some guys are highlighted as national prospects, and we're very fortunate for that, but we really rely on the seniors. We hold them accountable as big brothers to set the tone for the rest of the team. So there's not one individual that is more important than the next. Obviously from a performance standpoint, you have guys like Nick Boza and Colin Nace, and at the linebacker spot you have Nolan Rodriguez, who's a veteran here and an enthusiastic person, and then in defensive backfield you have Mark Williams, Alvin Davis, and Frank Coppett, and they're doing a good job of setting the tone from a defensive standpoint. Special teams wise, you have James McCourt. We're expecting him to really set the tone and hold his special team unit accountable with regards to that phase of the game and changing the math and being effective and executing with precision. And on the offensive side, that all starts up front. For us, the offensive line has a big undertaking, and the tradition here at St. Thomas with our offensive line has been very rich, and we have a few guys like Zach Sweeney and the addition with Louis Berkowitz has been positive, and we'll see how we move from that standpoint. The skill set guys, we're very blessed to have a number of guys on the offensive side that also help out with regards to special teams, like Sam Bruce and Trevon Grimes, Devontae Henry Gold, James Charles, and Jackson Kincaid, and our quarterback leading the charge, our field general Jake Allen. Fortunate to have him, and then we have Dominic Thiemann as well. So and one of our receiver leaders is Connor Cullins. So we have a number of guys. Our strength actually as a team from outside of our leadership is depth. So we have a lot that goes into from a senior leadership standpoint, and we're dependent on those guys to create a nice team camaraderie and cohesion to make sure that the chemistry is solid moving forward through the 2015 season.
Tell us briefly about your quarterback, because he obviously a kid with that kind of talent to come in and be able, like you said, to be your leader on the offensive side of the ball. What's Jake like? How's he fit into the squad?
Jake is extremely smart. He's a 4.2 student. He's extremely receptive to constructive criticism. He doesn't get down on himself. He has a very positive relationship with Coach Schneider, our offensive coordinator. And we're looking forward to him doing some exceptional things. He's extremely charismatic. He's very vocal. He has all the tangibles that you need to run a positive, no huddle, up tempo attack offense, and he's intelligent. So we're looking forward to seeing him perform this year at a high level and leading his Raiders into the season.
We're looking forward to it, Coach. We appreciate you, and
I appreciate you guys.
Good luck this season. When's the Dillard game? The August
20th. Thursday night, August 20th.
Thursday night,
Brian
August 20th.
Piccolo Stadium, right here.
And then a pretty big one 8 days after that, when the regular season kicks off against Booker T. Washington.
Yeah.
Also right here on ESPN. So
one game at a time, right? We focus on Dillard first. We appreciate Andre and Manny for all that they've done for high school football. Thank you, guys.
Well, thank you, Coach, and good luck this season.
Thanks.